Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today. My name is Olubade Samuel. I'm welcoming you back again this morning, and in today's video I'll be talking on a special topic for people that want to further their education at the PhD level. This video is for the PhD student or people that wants to apply for PhD, and I'm going to be giving them some things that they should know before throwing in the application, because PhD is different from MSc and undergrad. And this video today is going to talk more on what to know if you want to do PhD. If you're ready to take on the challenge, then watch this video. Do share this video. Before I go in depth, I want to thank my subscribers, my returning subscribers. Thank you for staying by. Thank you for your comments, for your likes. I really appreciate you. And to my new subscribers, you're welcome to the channel. This channel, we talk about academics, some things that will help us to move on and to get to the zenith of our career. It might be spiritual, it might be financial, any aspect of life that we are going to get to the top, that will help us to get to the top. This is simply on what we do on this channel. And in today's video, as I've said earlier, is particularly for those that want to pursue their Doctor of Philosophy. And I want them to sit back, relax, enjoy the video, note down some things if you're ready to take on that great journey. Today, we know that PhD is a significant academic undertaking that deals with you doing research, and you are going to be contributing to the knowledge. You are creating original contribution to the academic world. And you see, there are some aspects that you have to consider before you can throw in your application, and that is what I want to give. That's why I'm doing this video for you, so that you know the nitty-gritty, the pros and cons of PhD if you're ready to take on the challenge. Number one thing I'll be discussing today is the research focus. PhD is research. It's primarily a research degree. It's primarily a research degree, and you do know that in PhD you are contributing original knowledge to the academic world. Your contribution must be original. You are bringing new thing that is substantial, a research progress that is substantial. You should have that at the back of your mind. And if you want to take up this challenge of bringing new knowledge, or you have something that you want to throw into the academic world, then PhD is good for you. Now, let's talk about the duration. MSc, some MME say is 1 year, some 2 years. PhD ranges from 3 years to up to maybe 7 years, depending on the country, depending on the school, depending on the course you're doing, depending on your discipline, your complexity, your research complexity, and the way you can fast track or the way you can progress. It depends on you, because PhD is independent. You're working with your lecturer, you're working with your professors, you're working with your supervisors, you're working with groups. Maybe it may be internationally, it may be local. It depends. Duration depends on you. But there are some schools that might say you have to use 4 years. Like my school, I think it's 4 years. And it depends. The PhD depends, but the duration varies from 3 years to 7 years. And the other one I want to talk about is the third one is the admission requirement. PhD is not like MSc, a master's degree, that the school can take on so many candidates, maybe like 50, like 100, like 200. PhD is minimal, it's competitive. And when you want to go for a PhD degree, you must have a strong academic background. And probably some countries like the United States, you might not go through MSc or master's degree before going for PhD. if you have a strong academic background in your undergrad, maybe you're a first class student, 2-1, and you've done some publications, you can get through to PhD direct. I have some people that are doing that. But for most of the schools, probably maybe in Canada, require you to go for MSc, your master's degree, and you must have a strong academic background. You must have a strong academic background and you must be vast in doing research. And MSc is divided into two. Most MSc is divided into two. One is coursework, another is research work. There are some schools that you have to do research MSc. Your master's degree must be a research one before you can take on PhD. If you do a coursework, there are some schools that will not allow you to go for PhD, because if you are doing a coursework, that means you want to grow professionally, not in academics. And you should take note of that. If you want to move further for your PhD, you must do a research MSc. You must do a research MSc. Another one is, during your PhD, there's some schools that will not there's some schools that your PhD might be fully research, while some you have to take on some coursework. You have to take on some coursework initial stage. You have to do some coursework and then shift to an independent research as you are progressing in that your program. You should always note that. There are some, it depends. That's one I said, when you want to do your application, you have to do your research. There's some schools that will just do independent research straight without no coursework. While some, you have to take on coursework before you do your research, independent research work. Other one you should take into consideration is your advisor and the committee that you'll be working with. You have to research well with your lecturers. No, because research is independent, and before you can get an advisor or a committee that you'll be working with, you have to do your own personal research on their work. Maybe what you want to do relates to what they are doing. Then you can put in your application, or you can write an email to them. And if they see that, yes, this is a prospective PhD student that they can work with, then they are there to advise you, to fund you, to give you every other thing that you need. Also, note this also, that many PhD programs require you to do a comprehensive exam. Some might be the second year, some might be the third year, depending on the field of study. You have to do a thorough comprehensive exam before moving to maybe your dissertation phase. But it boils down on you doing your research very well to know what it entails for that particular field, for that particular school, maybe for that particular geographical location or country. It depends on you to do your research, and that's why I normally tell you that anything you want to do, if you want to put in your application, do your personal research. The other one is your dissertation. This is your original research project. Don't forget that you are contributing a new knowledge into the academic world. You are contributing a new original, and that is why they call it PhD, original, Doctor of Philosophy. You are contributing a original, fresh knowledge into the academic world. If you are not ready to contribute original stuff, please think twice before you dab yourself into going for your PhD. Yes, another privilege most PhD students we have is teaching and research assistants. We call them TA and RA. Yeah, they have this. Most countries, in Europe countries, they take PhD as a full-time work. Yes. And you have an opportunity to become a research assistant, whereby you'll be assisting your supervisor. You'll be assisting them maybe to take on the undergraduate students, to mark the assignment, to do more research. Maybe if you are doing a research assistant, that means you will be working hand in hand with your professor in the laboratory or on the field. Then this will help you to gain valuable experience both in teaching and then in conducting research, because this is the bedrock of your PhD degree. You must know how to do research, and that is why most schools, most university will want you to pass through your MSc degree, because that will give you a bedrock and understanding on the research component, on how to do research. Another benefit of doing PhD and what you should know is you will be attending conferences. You'll be attending conferences. You'll be presenting publications at conferences. You have to know how to write articles. You have to know how to publish articles into journals, scholarly articles. You have to know how to bring up conversation in your field of specialization. You have to know all these things. And that is why if you go through your MSc and you do a thorough research MSc, all these things will not be a new thing to you when you are doing your PhD, because that's why I said in my previous video where I talk about going for conferences, going for PhD, is because you are doing a research MSc. That one will help you, will aid you to know what it entails to present in conference, internationally, locally, and every other aspect. You should know that as a PhD student. A prospective PhD student must know that presentation of their research work at conferences, publication of their research work into journal article must be taken into consideration. They are going to do it. It's very, very important. Another benefit that you should know is funding opportunity. They get funding opportunities, support from their advisors, from their research committee. They get funding, grants, stipends. And you may also, with the head of your supervisor, your professor, you might get external funding. They might write a proposal for you. Then you get grants, research fellowship, so that it will be easy for you to carry on your projects, your research work. Also, another one is networking. It's very crucial in academics. And as a PhD student, you must be able to engage with other researchers. During conferences, you have to build connections, because there are so many people that are doing similar thing. It might not be that particular thing, but they are doing something similar. And you have to know how to relate, how to network with them within your academic confines, within the academic world. And you should know your career path. The end goal is that they want to be professors. Maybe they want to be in the academic world. Most of them, that's the end goal. And maybe they can join the research institute, they can join government agencies and the private sector, maybe in doing one or two research. You know, some government agencies are doing research, and then because of the knowledge they have in their work life, they have to take that into consideration by doing more research, maybe for government agency, for private sector, and all those things. There are so many opportunities for them as a career. Another thing that you should know as a PhD student is you must be a balanced candidate. Your work and your life must be balanced. Work-life balance, you must balance, because PhD is demanding. I will not lie to you. It's demanding because of the long-term success, because of what you are aiming, because you want to contribute original only to the academic work. It requires you to do so many things, and you have to know how to balance it all. Other benefits, and what you should know is international opportunity, because you'll be attracted to students, to people all around the world. You'll be attracted to students, to people all around the world. You must have it will help you to have this international perspective and opportunities to collaborate. You will learn how to collaborate with people internationally. You will learn how to collaborate with your colleagues that are having similar interests internationally. Then it is a continuous journey. You know, if you are not ready to take on that challenge of intellectual curiosity, if you are not curious, if you are not passionate about what you are doing, please don't go for PhD, because at the end, maybe you might dive into it, then you might not be able to finish it, and you will just waste that years. But if you are curious and you have things that you want to contribute to the academic world, then you can go for your PhD. PhD is very good. You have to understand the commitment required. You have to understand the commitment required. And always, before you put in the application for PhD, always seek guidance from professional in that field. Maybe you have something you've done, you want to do, the knowledge you want to put in, the new knowledge you want to contribute. Ask as somebody, research. Has somebody done this before? Has somebody done something similar? Research so that you know that what you are bringing to the table is new and original. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to the channel, share this video if you find it so informative, and if you have someone that is planning to do PhD or that is undergoing PhD and they are not getting the right result, you can give them this video. You can send them this video so that they watch it and get more insight about going for PhD. And at the end, we see you at the top. Thank you for watching. I remain Samuel. Stay blessed.